FBI, open the door. That's what I heard before sunrise, fists pounding like thunder against my front door. For a second, I thought it was a nightmare. Then the glass shattered. My name is Dr. Monica Carter, and I don't scare easily. But that morning, I froze. Not because I was guilty of anything, but because I knew exactly how bad things could go when people with guns mistake confidence for defiance. It was 5:47 a.m. I'd been up late the night before, reviewing security reports from Quantico. I was supposed to be in D.C. by noon, briefing a new class of federal recruits. Instead, I found myself standing in my kitchen, wearing a robe, watching laser lights dance across my living room walls. Get down, hands where I can see them. Someone yelled. 4 men stormed in, armored up like they were invading a war zone. Helmets, rifles, heavy boots that stomped out any sense of peace I'd built in that house. I did as they said, hands up, knees on the cold tile. My voice was calm when I spoke. Officers, this is a mistake. Quiet, one barked. Another grabbed my wrist, twisting it behind my back. You're under investigation for drug trafficking, he said, like he was announcing the weather. I blinked. Excuse me? He didn't respond, just kept talking into his radio. They tore through my home drawers, ripped open, photo frames shattered, my dog barking until one of them screamed, "Shut it up." I wanted to scream too, but I didn't. Years of training taught me control. Control your breath, your tone, your words. I'd trained hundreds of agents on those same rules. I just never thought I'd need them for myself. After what felt like forever, one of them found a file on my desk, the one with the FBI seal stamped on the cover. His eyes flicked up to me, uncertain. "What's this?" he asked. I didn't answer. I wanted him to look closer. He opened the folder, then turned pale. Inside was a classified briefing packet, my signature, my title, everything. Director Carter. It read in bold. Typed. The room went quiet. The man holding me let go so fast I nearly fell forward. "Ma'am, we didn't know." I stood slowly, brushing the dust off my robe. Clearly. The lead officer stepped forward, helmet off now, sweat running down his temple. "We received an anonymous tip. Claimed a major narcotics operation was running from this address. And you didn't verify the source before kicking in a federal agent's door." He looked down. "We followed procedure." "No," I said coldly. "You followed prejudice." I walked past them toward the kitchen window. The dawn light was spilling across the street. My neighbors were outside, filming, whispering. All they saw was another black woman in cuffs. I turned back to the officers. "Get out of my house." No one argued. One by one, they filed out, heads low, voices gone. When the last one left, I sat at my kitchen table, staring at the broken glass scattered across the floor, and for the first time in years, I felt something I hadn't felt since joining the bureau: helplessness. By noon, every major outlet had picked up the story. Police raid FBI director's home after false tip. Phones wouldn't stop ringing. Reporters camped outside my gate. Some wanted quotes, others wanted outrage. What they didn't understand was, I wasn't angry. Not yet. I was tired. I spent the afternoon at headquarters, standing in front of a conference room full of agents who looked at me like they'd seen a ghost. One of them, Agent Ramos, broke the silence. "Ma'am, are you filing charges?" I leaned against the table. Against who? The officers who kicked down my door, or the system that told them it was okay too? No one spoke after that. I reviewed the body cam footage myself. The call had come from a blocked number. The voice distorted. The report listed suspicious black woman with high foot traffic in and out of residence. No car plates, no surveillance, just one tip, and 4 men ready to draw weapons. I wrote a report, 37 pages. Every second of the raid, every word said, every protocol ignored. 2 weeks later, I was called to testify at an internal hearing. The officers sat on one side of the table, nervous, stiff. Their chief looked like he hadn't slept in days. When it was my turn, I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just told the truth. I'm not here because I was humiliated, I said. I'm here because next time, the person you kicked the door on might not have a badge to save them. The room went still. After that day, I ordered something unprecedented, a new federal training program. It wasn't about tactical control. It was about perception, about the danger of assumption. Every law enforcement trainee in the state would now go through bias impact simulation, a program I built from that raid. And the first group to attend, the 4 officers who'd broken into my home on the first day of training, I watched them sit quietly as the screen played the body cam footage from my raid. No narration, no music, just silence and truth. When it ended, one of them, the youngest, stood up, voice shaking. "Ma'am, I can't undo what we did, but I'll never see a call the same way again." I nodded. Then this wasn't for nothing. Months later, the same department that once saw me as a threat invited me to speak at their graduation ceremony. When I walked onto that stage, the crowd stood, officers, recruits, even the ones who'd cuffed me. Their chief stepped forward and handed me a plaque. It read, "To the woman who turned injustice into change." I didn't smile. I just held it, feeling the weight of those words. That night, when I came home, I stood in the doorway, the same one they'd once broken through. It had been repaired, but the faint line in the wood remained, a quiet reminder. Justice doesn't always look like punishment. Sometimes it looks like progress, and sometimes that's enough.